key here now that we're recording. So we're talking about just practical things I specifically do in my business. Okay, these aren't general tips. These are ways that I work my business, like daily, weekly, monthly. Take what you can use, alter what works for you. Like, don't feel like just because I do something specifically like this, that if you can't do it exactly like I can, or I do, that you just can't do it at all. Like, find ways that will work for you around it, okay? And they're in no specific order. So we're gonna really just like ping pong around here, okay? So Megan specifically wanted me to talk about the way I pack orders. When I have like a large party order coming to me and there's a bunch of different stuff for a bunch of different people inside that order. I am still old school. I do it the exact same way that I did with my launch party back in 2011. And that's literally with order forms. So here's my last little order. Wasn't very big, but I literally just write down my customer's name at the top. Usually I don't write down any information unless they're brand new and I need to keep that, like stash it away for somewhere else. And then literally just everything they ordered, like literally one by one, everything they ordered, their total, all the things. This is also how I keep track of payments because you guys know me, I'm a hot mess. If I don't actually keep track of payments, I don't know who paid me and who didn't, okay? And if you don't run into that problem yet, it's probably because you're just not selling a lot yet, right? But when you're getting into the 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, you aren't necessarily going to be able to remember everybody who e-transferred you this week. So I literally just go EMT right here, and then I put paid, and I circle it. So it's like obvious to me, okay? That person didn't pay me yet, okay? So this is literally how I do it. So when an order comes in, if it's a smaller one, Tony already, really? Okay. If it's a smaller one, if it's a smaller order, I will literally just take the order forms, you guys, and like literally spread them out on my dining room table because that's also my packing station, okay? And I literally just put their stuff on top of their order form and then go from there. If it's a really large party order, or if I'm having like during the busy season, I have multiple parties arriving like every couple of days, I stack things in categories first. So I'll put all the big warmers together. I'll put all the mini warmers together. I'll put all the laundry and clean stuff together. And then I literally organize the bars by scent. Then I label everything. And then I take the order forms and I literally pack orders like I'm my own little warehouse. Okay. So I treat my dining room table like it's a warehouse and I pack my orders from there using the order forms. Okay. So if I know Riley got Clover the cow and Tea Rose and Wildlife, then I just grab those things from my dining room table. I stick them in their in her order bag, and I include all of the different things in their order. Okay, so if someone was a past customer of mine on here, which I don't see anybody on here alive, they know I always put in a warmer of the month flyer. Always, always, always. They always have a sample of this. Usually it's the scent of the month, you guys, because again, like simplicity / laziness. Okay. This is literally, it's a hunk of wax. I've shown you guys this before. This is just a scratch and sniff sticker, which comes in the warmer or scent of the month subscriptions, okay? So I slap it on, I put that in their order. It's literally half a cube because like quick and simple. Warmer of the month flyer, a handwritten thank you card, and sometimes they'll get like a little extra postcard like one of these. You can get these in the family store. This one's for laundry, and you can get the little like scratch and sniff, like they're actually like little shirts. It's so cute. And there's ones for bodies or body, and there's ones for clean too, okay? Sometimes I'll use these instead of thank you cards. So they get like the scratch and sniffs, all the different scents, and then I'll just put thank you for your order. I hope you love your wildlife mini or whatever it is, okay? That's that. Did that answer your question, Megan? Yeah, did that help? Rather than just like chaos, I don't know what belongs to who. Okay, so Happy Mail was one of her other questions, like what exactly do I put? So I'm gonna actually show you guys all my actual little supplies. Okay, so this is my bag of bags, okay? So any of my like little bags that I use for my business, like these are little sample bags. They're like little druggy bags from the dollar store. That's what they look like. These, I got them from, don't they look like that? I think of it every single time. I'm just being real, okay? Still Jenny from the block, okay. These are little like Mylar foil bags. I got them from Amazon. These ones, I thought, because I don't measure things and I didn't pay attention to measurements, so I was like, that looks like it would fit a catalog. So I ordered it. It doesn't at all. Like, obviously. It looked like it did online. So it's see-through on one side and foily, shiny, iridescent-y on the other. So you can see like my hand through this side, right? And then it's like not see-through on that side. So I take one of these, okay? All my Happy Mail gets these things. So I'll show you guys, or I'll tell you guys exactly how I do my Happy Mail system as well. To stay organized, it's actually one of the very few places in my business that I actually am organized. So I take one of those, okay, it's like an assembly line, and they get a handwritten thank you card. Usually it's one of these. Recently, I got these cute ones off Amazon. I'll show you because it's sealed. Amazon's like life for small businesses. You can even get cute, I'll show you, like thank you for supporting my small business stickers. So it's just this. So it's like little tiny, it's like gold foil, and they can open it up, and I have a little, I got gold Sharpies because it's part of my brand. And it just says, thank you for your recent online order. My family appreciates your support, XO Kate. I say that in every single card, okay? And I say it because they need to hear it over and over and over again, that every single time they place an order on my PWS, they're supporting a real family. Like, it's not just going to Scentsy.com, this general vague entity. It is supporting a real, actual family, and it is helping us actually pay bills, right? Just kidding. Just kidding. It's like one of those when someone waves on the street, you're like,
Liam was going to bed. I had to say goodnight.
I just wanted to wave. It looked fun. Okay. So if they are a brand new customer, or if that is the first time they ordered from me this season, they do get an actual catalog. And to make up for my little like it doesn't fit those foil packs, I literally just got these from the family store. They're just catalog mailers. I think that's what they're called, catalog mailers. And they're just clear little flimsy bags. Okay, they might be called catalog bags. I'm not sure. They're really cheap, or else I wouldn't have got them. And I stick a catalog in there. If it is a repeat customer, because I do have sometimes customers who purchase from me multiple times a month or every month, they get a showcase brochure instead of a catalog, okay? Because it's cheaper to buy and it's cheaper to mail because they're less heavy, okay? They always get the most recent Warmer of the Month flyer. If you do not subscribe to the Scent of the Month because you're just not making enough in your business right now, you can order the flyers and the stickers separately in the family store, okay? It's like the Scent of the Month subscription isn't the only place you can get these. So they get one of these. Of course, they get that little sample that I already showed you. They get one of these also from the family store. You guys, everything I get from a business is either from Scentsy or from Amazon or from Dollarama. But lately it's Amazon because I don't have to leave the house, right? They get one of these. I literally just dropped it all. They get one of these. Join the journey, change your life. And it's like top 10 reasons to join. This is in the files of our team page, okay? If you're watching this on YouTube, sorry about that. I would say I would update it to the description, but I won't, so I'm not going to make any promises. Okay. And then this is a little Scentsy Commission check. So this is what they would have made if they were a consultant, like on their order, right? So if they ordered a 6-pack, they're going to make like $8 or something. But still, that shows them that they can make $8 back, that 6-pack would have costed $8 less, right? So that kind of stuff adds up, and it actually shows them like real potential for their stuff. Obviously, if their order is more, it's a little bit more impactful, but still I do it for every single order. And then this is my little Scentsy Club double-sided postcard / piece of paper, okay? Eventually, I will order the actual one from Vistaprint, and it looks really nice and glossy, and it's an actual postcard. But for now, what do I say, guys? Done is better than perfect, right? So I will print it on a flimsy piece of paper, and I will print it black and white. My people get that in the mail, and that's all that counts, right? Like, that's just what I need. So I put all of those things, just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything after I dropped it all. In either the foil pack, if it's a showcase brochure. So I literally fold the foil or the showcase brochure in 4, and it does fit perfectly in that foil pack and looks really cute. I would show you guys a finished one, but they literally went in the mail yesterday. Then, because gold and teal are my brand colors, I literally got gold and teal confetti from Amazon, obviously, like teal confetti and then gold confetti separately. And I sprinkle that in their little package. And because their packages are see-through, it looks fun. And it just goes with my brand. And I write everything with my gold and teal Sharpies. You don't have to get that detailed, you guys. If you don't have brand colors, use whatever color makes you happy. Okay. And if you don't use confetti, don't worry about it. That's just what I do. And then I stick one of these bad boys. These are just a roll of stickers I got from Amazon. And it just says, thank you for supporting my small business. And I stick that on the outside of the pack, like once it's all sealed up. And I put a scratch and sniff sticker to like seal it at the top to make sure those sneaky post office people don't break into it and steal any samples. I also, just random side tip, I also hide any kind of gifts or samples like in the middle, so they can't actually see anything. And if it's a mailed sample, I don't just hunk the wax off like I do for actual in people's orders. I buried everything. I either do felt samples like this. Okay, so it's just the Scentsy felt samples. Or I take the half cube, for real guys, and I like shave it with my like paring knife, like, or my steak knife, just so it mails a little bit flat, like honestly. So it doesn't look super cute. Sometimes it looks like, it's just like, looks like shaved little whatevers, but they're literally just going to open it and dump it. They're warmer anyway. So I don't care what it looks like in the bag. I just need it to mail flat, because in Canada, if there's a bump like at all in the envelope, they're going to charge you for a package instead of just like a simple mailer. Okay. And like, I want to save every single dime I can in my business, of course. So the way that I actually run my, hi Miranda, the way I actually run my happy mail is on the first of the month, before I do any kind of team stuff, before I support you guys in any way, I need to work on my own business. And that goes for every other leader here. I go to my workstation. I put in the custom dates for orders, like in the orders history tab. So I put, say we're obviously in March. So I would put February 1st to February 28th in the custom date part of the order tab. And then I would just scroll through and just literally write down the names in just like a messy little list on a scrap piece of paper. I would write down all of the names of anyone who placed any PWS or direct ship orders. Right, so if I place their direct ship right from my workstation order, or if they ordered on PWS, and I also write clubs, like any club subscriptions that ran last month. I just put them in a separate list, because typically I will give them either like an extra sample. I obviously don't include Join Scentsy Club in their little happy mail. Sometimes they get a scent circle. Sometimes they'll get a bigger sample, because I'll pay a little bit more for those people. So I'll put like washer whiffs or something a little bit heavier in their happy mail, because like they're my clubbies, they're my club members, and I want to treat them like for real, like VIPs, right? They get an extra room in the back of the club, okay? So I literally just write it all down, and then if I can that day, because my to-do list is kind of heavy on the first day of the month, or just within that week, you guys, like my mailers, I just told you, just went out yesterday for February. Okay, like just being for real with you. So I don't just be like, oh, well, I didn't do it the first 3 days of the month, just screw February. I just get it done when I can, okay? But I literally just work from my little scratched piece of paper that's on the dining room table staring me in my face. And I just go one by one, okay? I like treat it like an assembly line. So if I know I have 9 mailers to go out, I'll get 9 warmer of the month flyers. I'll get 9 catalogs. I'll get 9 thank you cards, whatever it may be. And then I literally just stuff them. Okay. Sometimes they sit there stuffed for 3 days with nothing. And then I take little address labels, like Avery address labels, and I rip them off. And one goes for 2, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And the other one is just from me on the other side. Like that's it. Super duper simple. Does anyone have any questions about Happy Mail before I move on?
Yeah, so when you ship them by those fun looking mailers, do they charge you for a parcel, or do they just charge you for an envelope?
I think they charge me for an envelope. I'm gonna be totally honest, I don't really know. here's the thing. I used to be so obsessed with how much these things were going to cost me that I never did them ever, like in 8 years. I literally just started doing this consistently just last year because I was so micromanaging what the cost was going to be. And like I said, guys, I'm not going to go over the top and try and make it more expensive. Like I don't give out washer whiffs in the mail to everybody because it's heavy. I don't do full cubes of wax to everybody because it's heavy. But when it just came down to it, I was like, I'm either just going to do this or I'm not going to do this. So like I need to make a decision. And my mom is the one who actually drops them off at the post office. Like that's just what works for me. So I'm just like, I have some mail, and she's like, cool, I'll come get it today. And she picks it up and she drops it off. And then she just messages me later and tells me my total. And I get a receipt like next time I see her. So I just sent out, how many did I have last month? Like 14. And it cost me $33.90. Okay. About 5 of those were actual catalogs and the rest were showcase brochures. Okay. If that helps. This time, like in April, I'm like, how did the months go? In April, I will actually like record what I have, like how many I have for you, and I'll tell you guys. And that way you guys can do the math and figure out whether you want to. I will tell you though, it is worth it. My customers do love it, and I do get repeat orders directly from this. And I know it's directly from this because they tell me. They're like, oh my God, thank you so much. That was such a fun little package. I have people sharing in my VIP group, like, oh my God, look at this cute package I got from Kate. Like people talk about it and they order either the scent I gave them or just something from the catalog because it's in their face and they've been shopping. If that makes sense. Okay.
Yep. I went to go send like a catalog to someone with some samples in it, and like, it's gonna be $10. I'm like, no, I'm leaving.
No. What did you put in it?
I put like a couple wax samples, and I had a catalog, a flyer, and I think they charged me like minimum parcel shipping, which is why I was asking. So if you're only paying $30, then that's the route I'm gonna take. Yeah.
Okay. So like, yeah, I'm gonna rewind. If that's how much the things were costing me, I definitely would care. I just don't know if they're charging me like $1.25 or $2.15. Like I'm not sure because I haven't taken the time to like care enough. And I'm just more like, okay, it's done my face, like on to the next one. You probably were charged because like were the samples regular chunky samples? Oh, that's strange. I don't know. I also, go ahead, Tony.
I did a catalog. I did the Scentsy soaks and a sample. It cost me $3, $3.11, I think it was. Like for the regular catalog. And
yeah.
But those, the envelopes you have, I think were like $2.93, I think it was.
Right, like with a showcase brochure in it.
Yeah, I have the product sheets in that, right, and a couple samples.
Right, and product sheets, you guys, are going to be your most cost effective. So if you are just starting out with your business, if you don't have a dime to spare, even with purchasing the product lists themselves, they are so cost effective, and they're going to be the cheapest to actually mail because they're literally pieces of paper. Okay, so they're going to be light as a feather. You can put them in a regular envelope. I find they do not give justice to our warmers, like in our actual product line. That is the only reason I don't use them anymore. I used to, and I found that I was literally recycling like this much of them. Like they were like by the end of the season, because I just didn't hand them out enough because I didn't feel good about handing them out. But I did hand them out, you guys, for the first like several years of my business. So like ain't no shame. If that's all you can do right now, and again, done is better than perfect, then get it done. How much are the product lists? I think they're $11 and you get like 100 in them, right? Or 200. It's a lot. So they're like pennies per page. Now I use the showcase brochures as my like cost-effective way because I don't give catalogs to everybody. Like every single time, that's ridiculous. Patient said her catalog with a scent circle inside was around $3.50. Okay, perfect. And it's the catalog itself, right? Patients, like the catalog is heavy. That's why. And the catalogs are expensive to buy, you guys, right? Like that's a more pricey business supply. When I used to do home parties, I would take them back at the end of the night, unless someone specifically said, can I have this? And of course I'm like, yes, you can have it. But I would literally put them back in my suitcase and take them back at the end of the night because I was doing like 8 to 10 home parties a month. I'm like, I just can't afford to be purchasing like multiple packs of catalogs, like I'm Avon, right? 3 pads of 50, so 150. Okay, that was not even close. I guess I was right in the middle for $11. Perfect. Thanks, Megan. Okay, so does that answer everybody's questions about how Happy Mail works? Basically, just don't overcomplicate it, you guys. Do whatever you can do and do whatever system works for you. The way my brain works, I work better in batches. So it's why I do it month by month. I know other people just do it like as they come in. So if you don't have a lot of PWS orders right now, it might make sense for you to just like slam one together, have all your supplies sort of pre-ready to go, or have a few even pre-made. And when you get a PWS order, stick a handmade thank you card in there, not handmade, a handwritten thank you card in there, and an address label on top, and mail it out that day, right? Or go week by week, like do whatever system works for you. For me, it's month by month. It just works easier for me. Okay, on to the next tip, unless you guys have questions. Moving stock. So how I sell my stock within compliance. As you know, we cannot just post that we have cash and carry randomly on social media, right? We can't say, look at this beautiful warmer, come and pick it up today. Like we can't do that. That's out of compliance. And that rule, just to be clear, protects everybody, especially the newer consultants or the consultants who are a little bit lower on the compensation plan. And that literally is just because if we could all just post like, oh my God, look at this, blah, 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 we would all be competing with superstar directors with stores in their homes, okay? And I'm not talking about stores out of compliance stores. I'm just talking about these people make 5 figures a month and they can afford to buy as much stock as they want. And which consultant is the customer going to go to? The one who says your order will be here in 2 weeks, or the one who says you can pick it up today, right? So that rule is there to protect everybody, as all of the other compliance rules are. So the way that I move stock, and I only do it every once in a while because I don't want my customers in the habit of like waiting until I have a stock sale, okay? I literally have a stock list on Google Docs. This is something I've newly implemented, and it's because it updates in real time. So the way I used to do it was I had my stock list just on my phone's like memo pad, on my notepad, and I would just copy and paste it to people. Well, then if Tony bought 6 bars of wax, well, then I would have to go back to Sherry, Megan, and Miranda and be like, oh, by the way, that stock list I just gave you 10 minutes ago is now irrelevant. Here's my new one. Like, it was just sort of ridiculous. Where Google Docs, when I take off those 6 bars off the list, it updates to those people too, no matter when I gave them the link. Okay, I know, Tony, I know, I blew my own mind. So I keep my stock list in Google Docs now. And for every Gen Z on here, you're like, yeah, okay, like, duh, that was so last year. Okay, but I'm a millennial, so bear with me. You can post that you have stock, not specific stock, but you can post that you have stock if it's attached to a specific event, okay? So if you're having an open house party, you can say, hey guys, I'm having an open house on such and such date. Cash and carry will be available. Let me know if you'd like a link. Okay, so the way that I do that, obviously I'm not having open houses right now because COVID. So I am literally I just say, who would like an invite to my virtual open house? Drop a comment below. Cash and carry will be available. Okay, I don't say anything other than that. My customers have been trained to know that Kate needs to move her stock. So they just go, me. And I literally just copy and paste my Google Doc link to them. That's my virtual open house. Okay, but I'm not posting anything, any kind of details publicly at all. So that's how I stay in compliance. Again, I don't do that all the time, you guys. You're just going to shoot yourself in the foot if you do that, because your customers won't purchase PRV items from you anymore. And you're going to be in this really terrible cycle of trying to put in orders to build your stock in order to keep your PRV up. Like, that sounds chaotic to me. I literally do it maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Okay. Or if I spent too much on Amazon and I'm really broke, like, just to be real, then I'll be like, oh, I need to make a quick 50. And usually if that's the case, I will just privately message like the people who I know are fanatics and addicts. And I'll be like, yo, you want 6 bars for 35? And then they always say yes. Okay. So I'm just being completely real. Megan wanted to know what I really do in my business. And this is what I really do in my business. Okay. the way that I keep up with my frontline, I'm not going to go deep into this because I think that we should do a team leading type training next week. Okay. And don't just not come if you don't have a team yet for next week, because the training itself might actually show you that it's a little more simple than you're probably thinking. Like if you're too scared to build a team or you are too scared to start leading your team, next week's training might help you feel a little bit more comfortable. But what I do to keep up with my frontline, because I have, I don't know, somewhere between 80 and 90 at this point, it fluctuates every month. I have a frontline focus binder. I've talked about it before, but basically in that binder, I track every single one of my frontline and a few of my downlines numbers, their monthly numbers. So their PRV, if they got a recruit that month, what their GWV is, if they have a team. What else do I track? Those are the important things. And then I have like a section for if I've mailed them something, or how I communicated with them that month. That's it. Okay, so within the first week or two, if you're my frontline, you know that I probably just did it yesterday and the day before, because that's when you got all the texts from me. And same thing with a few of my downline who I know just need that extra support or who don't have the support in between me and them. Okay, and I literally just go through the workstation. I go by title because my group is a little bit larger. And then I just write down that very basic information. Once the whole binder is filled out with all the information, I then go back to the beginning and I use Amy. If you don't know, the Amy Maven app works for team leading as well. So I can go into my, it says like grow and support your team. And I click on that and it says, it's mid-month, cheer Tony on. It'll say that, right? It'll literally say that for all of my frontline. So I'll click on Tony's name and then I click on text. And it texts Tony because I pay for the app. So it syncs right to my workstation. So it has all of Tony's information right in my app. And so I can click on it, like literally just 2 thumbs, and it comes up with a template that they've already pre-put in there. I erase that template and I put in my new one, okay? But I don't erase it one by one because that would take 100 years. So I go into the templates part of Amy and I literally put in what I want to say that month for my mid-month check-in. That way I can literally go click, click, text Tony. It kind of puts in my, whatever I said yesterday. Oh my God, I can't believe it's middle of March already. Cause like legit, I can't believe that. What the hell? Like how is it the 17th? And then I have I add a personalized sentence at the end, and it goes to whatever happened with that person. So if they were active that month, like the month prior, I'll congratulate them on that. If they had 500 or more, I'll congratulate them on that. 1,000 or more, you get the point, right? If they got a new recruit, if their GWV was great. If there's nothing specific to congratulate them on, because sometimes that happens, especially when we have a bunch of hobbyists, there's nothing wrong with that. I will just ask them how they're doing. Just checking in. How are you doing? How are you feeling these days? Or if we don't have a very a good relationship or just any relationship, because I have lots of people who are my frontline who have rolled up to me over the years and we've never met and they've never responded. That's totally fine. It's their prerogative. I will do something very basic. I'll probably just stick with just my template, which just says, I can't believe it's the middle of March. Is there anything I can do to support you right now? And they probably won't reply. But at least I know I've done my due diligence, right? And they know that I'm there for them when or if they're ever ready to come out and say hi, okay? So that's how I keep up with my frontline. So I just need you guys to know that if you dream of having a big team one day, it doesn't have to be a big, scary, overwhelming, disorganized, chaotic thing, okay? I am the most chaotic person and I can manage to still work it out every day. So in the last year, 2020 is the first full year I managed to do this. And I track my own numbers daily too. And my actual number of active frontline has gone up. And I do contribute it to actually reaching. What are you doing, Miranda? She's waving something. Are you doing the same thing?
Amy's side messaging me. What are you doing? Why do you never stay still? So I showed her quick.
No, I love it. I just can see you tinking around in the background working your business. I love it. For you, those who don't know, Miranda has a full-time job and runs her own other small business outside of Scentsy. She runs a chip truck and she has a bunch of little kids. So she's very, very busy. She's got a multitasker. She won't ever get it done. So yeah, I have noticed that my active frontline has gone, like the number of active frontline I have has gone up. And I do honestly think that it's because like building relationships matters, you guys, like, whoa, right? So I want to make sure I am building relationships with everybody that I can, and not just the people who are selling the monthly sales awards, right? Or building the teams every month. I want to make sure that those people who are going active, and that's a big deal to them, like I want them to know it's a big deal to me too. And that's the only way I can do it. Otherwise, I would never, never be able to keep track of all 90 people. And I was actually able to send a couple messages like, oh my God, did you know that you had 500 PRV for the last 11 months in a row? Like I would never have been able to know that unless I could see it on a page right in front of me. There's no report in the workstation that shows me people's consistency. And you guys know me, right? Because consistency over max effort always, right? So I need to like move along here. Social media content. I'm just going to make it all snappy and quick. Okay. If you guys have questions as I go, just unmute. I literally snap a pic when or do a boomerang or something when I touch a Scentsy product. Okay, so if I'm doing laundry, I'll literally take a picture of me doing laundry. If I change my wax, I take a picture of me doing my wax. Sometimes it's a selfie, sometimes it's not. Those either get posted as I'm doing it, or it stays in my camera roll for when I need it in the future. Okay. Side note, I use literally all of our products. So you can't take a picture of something you're not using. So in order to get people past the wax and warmers, you need to actually be using stuff that isn't wax and warmers, okay? Follow up. My VIPs basically get followed up with and like relationship built with daily. And that's just because we're constantly connecting on social media. They're always commenting on my pictures. I'm checking in with them. Those are the people I talk to the most. And it's easy because I can literally go through the members section of my VIP group and be like, oh, I haven't seen Heather in a while, or I haven't talked to Heather in a while. And I'll literally message her and be like, what's up? How's life? Amy, the Amy app keeps me steady and focused on the people I don't necessarily talk to every day. Like Amy will literally be like, hey, you haven't reached out to Susie Q in 4 years, or she hasn't ordered in 4 years. Like, say what's up. So those people I would never even think of, right? Unless it was the Amy app, which is why I use both. Actual follow-up looks like this. The first one, within the first, 2 to 3 weeks, just says, hey, how do you like your product? Do you like everything? Does everything work? Great. It's a quality check, like a restaurant, okay? They're just coming to check on your food. How is it? Good. You like it? Awesome. The next time your waitress comes around to the table is making sure, do you need drink refills? Do you need anything topped up? Like anything like that, okay? The next time they come around, they're probably going to offer you coffee, which again, in our business is either the party or the joint opportunity, okay? So treat it like literally you're a waitress in a restaurant. That's literally how I treat it. It's how I treated my customers for 14 years at Kelsey's, and it's how I treat my customers now at Scentsy. It just all works the same. With PWS orders, I use the actual email notification that I got a PWS order as my prompt and as my reminder to reach out to them. So within 2 to 3 days, again, I'm not like super strict on the exact timeline. I literally just email them back because you get their email in the Scentsy email. So I just click on their email, I email them back, and I just say, thank you so much for your Scentsy order, If they're a repeat customer, I might make a joke or something like that. If they're not, I'll just say, thank you for your order. Look out for the email Scentsy will be sending soon so you can track your order. That's it. And then they get a PWS pack. If they reply and like, it looks like they want to converse, of course, I'm going to talk to them. Someone actually just ordered a couple fragrance flowers, and in my thank you email to her, I asked her if she's ever used them before, because if she hasn't, I'm going to give her a couple tips, like don't put it on your TV or your antique grand piano. Okay, so something like that. It might be a little bit more specific, but typically it's just thanks for your order, and then they get a PWS mailer. Then about a couple weeks later, a month later, I will email them back, ask them how they're doing, how they're enjoying their stuff, and I will link my VIP group to them and invite them to my VIP group. And that's how I get people over, okay? How I train myself. Literally just while I do other crap. Okay, that's it. I put scented stickers in the catalogs and the showcase brochures. Tony's laughing. It's true. In place of trying to sample out all of the different bars. Okay, so you can buy packs of the scented stickers for $4 in the Scentsy family store. So I just get all of the new release ones. They sold out real quick this season, but as they come back in stock, I just order as they come back. I keep a list of what, like literally on a scrap piece of paper, weird, of which ones I've ordered already. And I just cross them off as I get them ordered, okay? And I stick them literally in all, I don't have any here right now, but I stick them all over the showcase brochures or throughout the catalog. Personalize your PWS. It actually does affect the algorithm. More people will see it, okay? And it matters to people. So if Miranda was my customer and she referred my PWS to Sherry and my PWS had a picture of the Scentsy friend or a warmer in the picture and I had no story, she's probably going to be less likely to shop with me than with Tony, who has a selfie and a whole story of why she joined and why she loves the products. Okay, so personalize your PWS. It does make a difference. What I do when I don't want to do anything. I think this is kind of mindset-y, but it's also practical because I feel like a lot of people just think that if they don't feel like working their business, they shouldn't, or they wait until they're motivated to work their business. If you've ever heard Mel Robbins speak, she will tell you that motivation is bullshit. There's no such thing. You literally have to force yourself to work. Okay, you have to force yourself to do the things, and you have to have a reason that you're doing the things in order to force yourself to work. Okay, so you have to have a goal outside of Scentsy in order for you to do that. I'll guarantee you Miranda would rather be putting her feet up right now, but she's actually working her business. Okay, so sometimes, yes, I'm excited. I get out of bed, I jump out of bed, I can't wait for the day. Like, I'm excited about my business. Of course, I've been doing this for 9 years. I still am passionate about Scentsy. Other days, I would rather dig out my eyeball with a rusty spoon than do anything towards being productive. Okay, and that's not just Scentsy. That's literally like anything ever. So I can't keep a straight face with Tony laughing. Sometimes I just don't have those days that I don't want to be productive. And I'm not telling you not to rest, you guys. I take Sunday completely off. You know that if you text me on Sunday, you're not hearing from me until Monday. Sometimes I even take Saturday off, depending on what my family's up to. So I do take rest days, but on the Monday to Friday, when those are my work days, sometimes I literally have to be like, okay, Kate, like I bully myself into working, okay? And on those days, the way that I go from laying in bed playing Sims to like actually being productive is just starting, like just taking action, doing anything. So I'll go like label catalogs for 20 minutes if that's just what it takes to just sort of like get me going, because it's momentum, right? So if you just start doing literally anything, you will find yourself being more motivated as the day goes on, okay? Or as the hour goes on. So the way that I bully you guys to work your businesses sometimes, just know that I'm bullying myself too. So yes, there's a time for giving yourself grace. And sometimes there is a time to just lay in the bed and play Sims all day, because I think that as humans, we just need to do that, or whatever your thing is. But if you know that you have a to-do list that needs to get done, or you have big goals that won't get done unless you start, then you really just have to force yourself to do it, okay? I include business goodie bags, which look exactly the same as my Happy Mail bags, in everything that leaves my house. Okay, so I just gave away for free like 3 different bags of like kids' spring clothing, and each bag got a little goodie bag inside. So just an easy way to meet new people. I open my mouth and have conversations with people every single day. Sometimes by open my mouth, I just mean like text, especially during these days. But I actually have actual one-to-one conversations with people every single day, other than Saturday and Sunday, okay? I only run my personal specials, just like my stock sales, about 2 to 3 times a year. You don't ever have to run one if you don't ever want to. You can absolutely build a successful business without ever having to do a personal special. I didn't actually even start doing them until several years into my business when I could afford to do them. But typically my personal specials are things like the 10-bar pack, where I use Hostess Rewards in order to get that deal. So I'm actually not paying anything out of pocket, okay? I don't close any party ever these days without offering the host kit. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about it again. Okay. Every party ever. Did you know that if your hostess actually holds the party and she doesn't want the kit, that you can actually offer it to one of her guests? Did you know that? Okay, so you can actually change the host name in the workstation as long as you have 1 cent left of host credit. Okay, you can give it to one of her guests. So the kit will go to her. The rest of the party will either go to you or your actual host, whoever you have the party shipping to. Okay. Do I always get a recruit every single time I try? No, of course not. But I absolutely reach out to the relevant dream team people on my list who haven't been spoken to about it within the last, 2 weeks or month or whatever, depending on their vibe. Okay. I go after every single incentive Scentsy offers. And this actually is a practical thing, you guys, because by not going after these incentives, by not actually pursuing these things, you're actually holding your business back. Scentsy has them set up completely for not like the rewards are just bonuses, right? The things that they have you doing actually build a successful long-term business. Okay. The rewards that we get are literally just bonuses for things that we should be doing anyways. So I go after every incentive Scentsy offers because sometimes it's just nice to have that extra little incentive, extra little push, right? Like I want branded luggage. That's what I want. So that's what I'm going after right now. Who's going after the Converse? I feel like it's like split down the middle. Like some people want the luggage and some people want the Converse. Is anybody else going after level 3 other than me? Miranda, weren't you? Look at the way she's looking at me. She's like, no, bitch, I wasn't going after level 3. That's what her face just said. Okay, and I make sure as a habit that I have at least 500 PRV in within the first 2 weeks of every month, okay? There's a few different reasons I do that. One, I have a team. I can't get paid off my team unless I have 500 PRV in the month. I don't want to make that my monthly goal and then scramble to try and get it at the end of the month and stress out and not have any fun. Okay, that doesn't seem fun to me. If you are a leader, you should be aiming for at least 1,000 PRV a month. Honestly, that's going to help you have an actual sustainable long-term business, okay? Because momentum counts. If you don't have a team, still having it in, you guys, by the 15th of every month is still going to help you. Front loading your month and having that for 500 in the first 15 days literally just sets you up to be like, all right, sweet, I have 500. And you can either like take the rest of the month off if you're just doing this for fun, or you can go, all right, well, what would happen if I just worked the same for the last 2 weeks? Those are the people who end up increasing their PRV month over month over month, okay? And as it might seem counterintuitive, but actually working your business consistently like that, like in order to get 500 PRV by the 15th of the month, actually makes your sales coming in easier to get and like simpler to get because your customers know, well, Kate has a party closing every week on Friday. My customers know that. I have an order going in every week on Friday or Sunday, depending on when payments actually drop in my bank account. They know that. So people actually come to me to place their orders now. They don't do that to hobbyists because a hobbyist might not have placed an order for the last 4 months. And when they go to reach out to their VIPs might say, oh, I didn't know you were even still selling Scentsy. I just bought something off my cousin. But my customers, if I lose some, it's my fault because I offered them bad customer service because like, yep, I've done that before. But my customers know that I'm here and I'm here for life, okay? And then I'm going to take care of them and I have orders going in constantly. It just means it's a little bit more like consistent for them. They trust you that you're going to take care of them, okay? Does anybody, before I announce what I'm going to announce, I have something special for you guys. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Or is there anything I didn't cover that you wish I did? I know I talked for like the first 3 things, took me 45 minutes, and I just went through 25 things in 15 minutes. But
I have one small question. On your little sample bags, like the tiny little ones, do you put like your name and number sticker on those? Okay.
no, because they're always included in with my other stuff. I used to staple them to the warmer of the month flyer, but I got even too lazy for that. Can you imagine that? Oh, something else I do, guys. I stamp. This is hard. Oh, I can't manage that. Arthritis. Yes, Miranda. Yeah. Miranda, yours is from Vistaprint too. Looks like it. Yeah. So I got this. It cost me, I think, $12. I've had it for like 4 years. And it's literally a little stamp. This is how I stamp all of my printed supplies. One, it's way cheaper. And two, it's way faster. I've even had my kids stamp stuff and it goes on sideways and crooked and upside down and it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. So no, I don't do that. Does anyone else have any other questions? No? You guys are all good? Is there
Mine's-
anything?
Mine's not a question. Mine was just a thing. I'm going to go on my group after and talk about the importance of a PWS, because talk about a good day. I got 2 today.
You did?
Not even expecting it. Just I opened the email. I'm like, what? It's so, I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, but no, it's literally the best feeling. Like happy freaking dance every time you get an order, right? Were they both from Scentsy.com? Like, did they find you or are they just your current customers?
One was a customer who only orders off me once a year in November at the same party I've had for 6 years. And one was her, and then one was Scentsy.com. It's my second Scentsy.com one this month. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, or for those who are watching the recording and don't know, in order for not your customers, any customers to find you on Scentsy.com, you have to be a lead consultant or above. Okay. So if you aren't already trying your butt off to get there, that should be an extra incentive for you to do that. Scentsy does that, you guys, literally because at the essential and certified titles, you guys are so important. But at those titles, it's a huge revolving door. Okay. A lot of people, like most people, quit before they ever reach lead. So Scentsy wants to make sure that if they are sending customers to random consultants, that they're hopefully going to send them to a consultant who is working their business actively and going to take care of them on the long term. Of course, that isn't guaranteed with lead or above either. Okay. I have no superstar directors who have quit. There's never a guarantee, but it's a little bit more of they're basically just statistically rolling the dice. Okay. So if you aren't already trying to get to lead or above and holding that title, because it does matter, you can't just have gone to lead 3 years ago and not ever got there again. You have to hold that title, like be paid at that title. And then your name will show up on the Scentsy.com website. Okay. So your customers, so you know, so no one's angry, they can actually find you. So if they're looking for you specifically and they forgot your website, they can look for you by name or by, I think by email, maybe. By name for sure though. And so if they're looking for Sherry specifically, they can still find Sherry. Okay, but if they're looking for just Scentsy consultant in my area, they're only going to find the leads or above. It's actually a really fun way, you guys. If you're worried about too many consultants in your area, literally go to Scentsy.com and put in your postal code and tell me what happens. Okay, I'm in a huge like urban area. There's tons of Scentsy consultants around me for sure. There's a bunch at my kids' school. I probably have like maybe 5 in the area that will actually show up on that consultant locator, because those are the only people who are actively working their business at lead or above, like growing a team, growing their business. Okay. Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions? Thanks for that, Miranda. I was going to say too, so does anyone else have any other things that you do in your business daily that you find like is important or practical or just like easy to duplicate for other people to be like, I can copy that? Tony is going to talk to us about organization in her business eventually, okay? Because I thought it would be fun to talk about tax tips and finance tips and how to organize all the things. And Tony let me ramble on with my chaotic, unorganized self for an hour and a half, and then told me at the end that she keeps her shit in spreadsheets and is completely organized and like does it better than me. So she's going to talk to us about that next time. I'm not even mad about it though, Tony, okay? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.